Hey guys, it is Brannan Lawson. I hope you are ready to draw with me. Today's drawing is a creature that lives in the jungle. He is big. He's got big claws and big teeth. What are we going to draw today? I hope you guessed a lion. It is not a scary lion, so don't worry. We're going to be drawing a cute lion's head with lots of lines in his lion mane. So go grab your art supplies and let's get started. Let's talk about the supplies in my pencil pouch. Pencils, mechanical pencils, crayons, colored pencils, and markers are all great tools to use during our draw-alongs. Okay, we're going to be drawing a lion head, a cute little lion head. So I have multiple pieces of my student drawing paper just because my permanent marker will go through to my table. So this is just 9 by 12 student drawing paper. It's linked below. I'm just using a Sharpie. You can use a pencil or a crayon or just be careful if you do choose to use a Crayola washable, that if you are painting this, it will smear this marker. So that's why you choose to use permanent, just so I choose to paint it or not. Okay, so there is a drawing guide for you to download and print out if that helps, so you can see each step that I'm doing. I'm actually going to turn my paper horizontal to do this little lion head, so feel free to change the direction. You could always do vertical and then draw your own lion body with the head. We are just sticking to the head. So the first shape is going to be a very rounded square. When I mean rounded, I mean the corners as you draw are going to be rounded. So here's the top, then I'm going to round the corner, round the corner, round the corner, round. So no corner is sharp. What?
Mama? Where can I get more soil?
I don't know,
from
honey.
a plant.
I don't know. Why?
I need more soil. I'm moving into a bigger pot.
Okay, well, hopefully when I get finished, where's the sticky note? I'll write it on my list to add it to my grocery list to see if I can buy it from the grocery store.
I don't think you can buy soil.
Yeah, you can. I've done it before. Okay, let me finish this, okay?
Okay.
So again, rounded just means your corners are not sharp. So that is the outside of the mane. So now the inside shape is a smaller, more rounded rectangle. Now be careful because the ears, here's a little trick if you're using a permanent marker. You can see the line when I add the ears next, but then I erase the line here. So if you're doing it with pencil, it doesn't matter, but you could erase that line. Again, ears have to fit in here so you don't make it too big. Again, rounded edges. Ears are going to come off here. It is like a U, upside down U. That's the outside of the ear. And then an oval for the inside of the ear. So the mane, the ears, and the head is what we should have. Now for his snout and nose, we're going to start in the middle. We're going to come down to about right here. It is 2, and they're slightly diagonal. They're kind of flaring out at the bottom. Smaller at the top, bigger at the bottom. Then we're going to connect it with a straight line. And then his nose. His nose looks like a bathing suit bottom. So here as I draw. So I'm going to find the middle here, move down, draw a short line. That is not his mouth. Now coming off the corner here, I'm going to curve down and then in. So it goes out and then in. Out, then in. So again, it looks like bathing suit bottoms. Then we're going to draw his other part of his cheek. So start on the side of this nose, and you're going to curve around right to the middle of the nose. Do the same thing to the other side, and they should come to the middle and touch. And I'm going to add a few dots on the inside. Not too many. And then I always have little circle cheeks, a circle here, circle here. And then his whiskers. I'm not doing very big, so they're just 3 small lines. on each side. And then we're just gonna add a dot here, move over, a dot here. If you want to add some eyebrows, eyelashes. Now this is the more consuming part of our lion, is drawing the lines in his lion's mane. So from his head, and there's not a wrong or right way. You're just kind of following. So wherever his head is going out, the direction of that line. Some of them are close, some of them are far away. And the direction will change with his face. So we don't want to be. Just gonna make sure if I need to add any few extra ones in there to make it look. All right, again, if you want to add a body, you could go underneath his lion mane and draw a line to the end of the paper, a line to the end of the paper. That is up to you if you would like to add that. Okay, I'm gonna put my permanent marker away, make sure it is closed. I'm gonna grab what I'm using to add color. I think today I'm going to use oil pastels. Now with oil pastels, your art fingers, if they don't have the labels on them, will get messy. I'm going to be using a lightish tan for the inside. Kind of two different shades, and maybe a red, brown, and a brown for his mane. Pink for his little cheeks. And then obviously these two things are going to stay white, so I'm not going to worry about that. So go grab whatever material, Crayola marker, Crayola crown, paint sticks, colored pencils, whatever you want to use, and we're going to color in our lion together. Pastels to my lion. Again, adding a background is solely up to you. I might add a background. So the thing about these oil pastels is the paper is still on them. They can get very messy if you don't have the paper on them, especially the black. And you've got to be careful because if you rub it, it's going to smear. So I try to always lift up my hand and my arm so my area is not smearing everything around. Always start from the top and work down. I know I started at the top of my head and moved down. The mane was a little bit different since I did that. And obviously I used two different shades, a red brown and a brown, to alternate. And there was no pattern that I used. I just kind of went, sometimes I colored in two with one color, every other one I colored in two. It really just worked out the way it did. There was no kind of rhyme or reason for what I did. Now, your last step you may want to do is take, and again, you got to be careful where you're laying your hand. If not, always take a paper towel, and you can lay the paper towel down and you won't be, but you may want to go over those lines to see them again, since the oil pastel kind of covered them up, and this may ruin your marker. As you saw, I did use a lighter shade on the snout. So I hope you enjoyed creating your lion with me. Guys, thank you for joining me as we drew our cute little lion head. Don't forget, share your art with me. I love to see what you do.